Hey guys, I'm Coach Marty. This is Coach Ryan. We're with Function and Strength. We're going to take you through day 2 of your Eccentric program. If you haven't already done the dynamic warm-up, go back, hit pause, go back, do your warm-up first, and then come on back and join us. If you've already done your warm-up, great. We're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to start off with our plyos, but for today, what you're going to need is a regular towel that you can just use for our med ball. If you have a med ball, great, you can use that. But if not, we're going to use a towel for our med ball today. You're going to need a chair, a mat possibly, if you want. We're going to be laying on the floor, so if you want a mat. All right, if you have floor sliders, great. They look like this. All right, if you have those, grab those. If you don't, and you're on carpet, grab 2 sheets of paper. All right, or if you're on hardwood, just use your socks. But we'll get to that when we get there. You also might need another chair or a coffee table, or put your chair in front of the steps if we're going to do some feet elevated stuff. But again, that's only for the most advanced. So if you don't need, you might not need it, but if you have it nearby, go ahead and grab that. Oh, we're also going to need our towel row set up. Okay, so if you haven't got any of that set up yet, hit pause, grab that stuff, and then come on back. But if you already got that, great. We're going to start again today with our plyos. We're going to do some T-jumps here to start. Coach Ryan's going to demonstrate each exercise first here. He's going to jump forwards, to the left, back to the middle, to the right, back to the middle, and back to his start. That is one jump. We're going to do 3 of those, and the idea there is once you hit the ground to try and change directions as quickly as we can without too much hesitation in between each jump. Second one is going to be a tall kneeling towel slam, or a tall kneeling towel throw overhead. We're going to throw against our box here, but if you have a wall at home with your towel, shouldn't do much damage. All right, you're going to throw it against the wall, keeping your core nice and tight. Overhead, make sure we don't open up those ribs. Okay, ribs stay down, and we're throwing that towel into that wall as hard as we can. We're going to do 5 reps there, and then we're going to do our split stance chops with the towel. You're just going to hold the towel, but it's rapid fire. So Coach Ryan's going to have 1 foot in front. He's going to start above or on that same side, all right? And we're going to go up and down as fast as we possibly can, all right? We're going to go up and down 8 times, and then we're going to switch legs, go up and down as fast as we can 8 times. So for those 3 exercises, our T-jumps, tall kneeling, overhead towel throw, and then our split stance chops, rapid fire. We're going to go through all of that 2 times here. So we're going to start with our T-jumps. Again, forwards, right, back to the middle, left, back to the middle, and then back to where you started. We're going to do 3 of those. Go ahead, Coach Ryan, he's going to go through here. Good. Try and find certain spots. Hit those targets every time. Excellent. Good. Now we're going to our tall kneeling towel throw, overhead throw. Again, keep the ribs down. Start overhead. Throw the hips back as you throw the hands through, keeping that core nice and tight. We've got 5 reps here. There's 3, 4. Good. Make sure you throw that towel as hard as you can each time. Now we're going to our split stance chops.
Chops. I did lifts earlier. Sorry.
We did so now. So right foot is in front. We're going to start above the head and bring it down on the same leg that's forward. All right. Here we go. Going as fast as you can, up and down 8 times. Keep that core tight. Notice how he's not out of control. His body's not swaying side to side. Everything is staying straight up and down. His arms are moving. His core is moving. But the rest of his body's staying still. 8 reps up and down as hard as you can. Don't think stop at the bottom, stop at the top. No stop, up and down. So that's 1 round here. We're going to repeat that 1 more time. Starting with our T-jumps. Again, try and hit the ground in the same spot each time. Keeping the ground contact time as short as possible. Good, excellent. Coach Ryan's hitting that same spot every time. Jumps to the middle, jumps to the right. His feet are hitting those same targets each time. Tall kneeling overhead throw. Set your body upright, hands overhead. Good. Keep those ribs down. Don't open those ribs up. Throw that towel hard into that wall. It's all about power here. Power output. Good. Excellent. Now we're going to go into our last split stance chop. So he's going to start with his hands overhead, bring them down, and bring them right back up as quick as he can. 8 times. Excellent. Good. Start on the other side. Start with on the side, the foot is forward. Up and down as hard and as fast as you can. Excellent. Good. There's our plyo face. We're going to move on now. We're going to do some supersets here. We've got feet elevated bench dips. So this is where you might need a chair or a second chair, but we're going to go through the progressions here. I would say start off with your feet on the floor, and if those are easy, then we'll progress. So our progressions here with our dips, fingertips are always facing towards our toes when we're doing this. Our back is always staying flush to our chair. So this is our easiest level here. Coach Ryan's just going to go down. His elbows go back. His feet are close. You notice how his hips aren't drifting out. Just give me a bad rep here, Coach. There you go. Yep. We're not going away from the bench. We're going straight down. To make that harder, we're going to walk our feet out. It doesn't have to be straight, but anywhere out, straight is the hardest here. He's going to go straight down, elbows still tracking backwards. This is our hardest with the feet on the floor. If we want to progress, or you think you can progress from there, we're going to add another level to it. So he's going to put his feet up on the box here. Same exact thing to make it harder. Straighter legs to make it easier. Feet in. So start off with the modification and then slowly work your way out. So now we're going to get lower than our feet. Our hips are going lower than our feet to make it a little bit more challenging. So again, straight legs here. This is our hardest out of all of them. So your choice, whatever you feel like you can do. Again, I'd say start off with your feet on the floor. See how round 1 goes. If that's easy, then progress it through. And we're going to go through this for 2 weeks anyway, so you can always make it challenging the next time you do it. So there's that, and then we've got our tall kneeling straight arm chop. Both knees are down. We're starting above, either right side or left side, doesn't matter. He's going to the opposite hip, down quickly all the way through, and then he's going to bring it back up with control. We're just holding the towel, just kind of squeeze the towel, keep the core tight. Bring that across your body. Good. We're going to go on each side. We're going to go 8 reps total. We're only going to do the core twice, but we're going to do our feet elevated bench dips or just our regular bench dips. We're going to go through that 3 times. So we got 3 times 8 dips and then 2 times 8 tall kneeling straight arm chops. So we're going to start with our dips here. I'm going to progress Coach Ryan through here. So we're going to start off with our feet in, and then he's going to go legs straight, and then we're going to go feet elevated. You at home, do whatever you feel like you can do for all 3 rounds here. So starting off 8 reps here. I'm going to let Coach Ryan go. He's going to count. I'm just going to kind of coach him through it here. So his elbows are going to be tracking backwards. Again, your fingertips are always facing those heels. If you have to, you can turn them out just a little bit. I don't want them facing backwards. Toes are facing forwards. His hips are going straight down. It's like his back is scraping up against the chair, but it's not. It's just right off. 8. Good. Now we're going to go into our tall kneeling straight arm chops. He's going to go 8 each side here. Again, we're going fast down, control it back up. Anytime we're going overhead, we want to make sure that those ribs stay tucked under. We're not arching our back. Coach Ryan's keeping a nice tight core as he's doing this. He's bringing it across the body. He's crunching his core down as he comes down to make sure that core stays engaged. We're not opening that up at all. He's bringing it down. Good. Try and keep those arms out, away from the body. Don't bring them in towards the body. We got that straight arm, so we're bringing it down. Now we're going to go back. Coach Ryan's going to go straight leg here. This is our second challenging way to do these. All right, again, same thing. Elbows are tracking back. He's going to give me 8 reps here. Back stays nice and flush to the front of the chair. Good. Fingertips are facing forward. His chest stays up. He's not leaning forward. He's staying upright as he goes down. And he's picking a depth that he can get back up to. Make sure when you go down, you don't get stuck. If you get stuck, you're going too far down. Try and make sure that you're going down to a depth that you can push back up.
What type of tempo on those, Coach?
About a 1-to-1. 1 second down, 1 second up is a perfect tempo for those. Going back to that straight arm, so keep that straight arm, right side or left side, doesn't matter. Going to the opposite hip, bringing it down fast, control it back up. Good. Excellent. Good job, Coach. 8 on each side, starting on the right or starting on the left, doesn't really matter. Good. Squeeze that towel a little bit. All right, just give some pressure to engage that core a little bit. The tighter the grip, the more we're going to engage that core. Good. So we're done with our chops. We got one more set here. We're going to add our feet elevated. You might have been doing these the whole time. If not, again, I want you to do all 3 sets, one with one of them, and then again, if it's easy, progress the next time. So Coach is going to have his feet up here. I'll let him decide whether his legs are straight or whether his legs are bent.
Are we split the difference?
We'll go halfway. That's a great idea. Same thing here. Everything is in the same alignment. His fingertips are forward. His back stays flush to the chair. His hips go straight down. His chest stays up. If you're finding it hard to hold that position, put your feet back on the floor. Good. His hips are going lower than his feet, which makes it a little bit more challenging here. Elbows are always tracking backwards. Excellent. Good. Done with that superset, we're moving on to our next one. This is where we're going to need our towels for our pull-ups. So if you have that set up, great. If you don't have that set up, hit pause here and get yourself set up. If we're moving a little quick or you need some water in between, again, always hit that pause button and go ahead, take a little break if you need it. If we're moving too fast, you can always just take your break and then come on back. So our towel row, or our towel pull-ups here. We did towel rows in the last one, now we're going to do some pull-ups. I'm going to get Coach Ryan set up here. We're going to grab our towels and we're actually going to squat down. Our hips are low. What we're going to do here is we're going to try and use our legs as little as possible. Only use them as needed. When Coach Ryan pulls up here, he's going to drive his elbows down towards the ground, squeeze his lats together, and then bring it back up. Right now, he's not using his legs hardly at all. He's using his upper body to pull himself up. Again, if you get to a point where you can't pull yourself all the way up, that's where you will use your legs. But try and keep your legs as loose as you can as you pull yourself up here. Great, Coach. Good. So we're going to do 8 reps of those. Make those as challenging as you possibly can. If they're super easy, again, try not to use your legs at all. And then we're going to go a low plank on sliders. A couple options here depending on what you have at home. If you have sliders, Coach Ryan's going to demonstrate here. We're just going to hold a low plank for 30 seconds. Good. His shoulders and his elbows are going to be lined up. If anything, he might actually be rocked forward just a little bit with his chin over his thumbs. His heels, what we want, all right, are almost over his toes. Good. His hips are in line with his shoulders. We're in one straight line here. Good. Rest, Coach. If you don't have sliders and you have carpet, great. All right. Same thing. Put your toes up on a piece of paper, all right? All we're looking for here is to kind of create a little less friction, okay? A little bit, something that our feet kind of want to slide, but we have to hold them. Thanks, Coach. You can rest. If you have hardwood, take shoes off, wear your socks on the hardwood, creates the same kind of effect. All right, so we got that low plank on sliders for 30 seconds. So again, we're going to go through our towel pull-ups, 3 times 8 reps, and then we're going to go through our low plank on our sliders and just holding that position for 30 seconds. 2 times through our low planks. So let's start off with our towel rows, or our towel pull-ups.
Just make sure we want to make sure our arms are straight when we start. My first 2 reps I showed earlier, I was a little bent. I had a hard time getting my chin over my hands. Make sure that when we start, those arms are nice and straight so we can finish with that chin over the hands.
Sounds good. So again, we're sitting back, Hips are kind of back behind our heels. Again, we want to try and use as little of the legs as possible. Coach is going to go through 8 reps here. He's going to drive his elbows down towards the ground, squeezing his lats back here as he pulls himself up. Again, try to push through the legs as little as possible, if not at all. We're just trying to use our upper body here, simulate a pull-up. Good. Keep those arms locked out at the top when we get down to the bottom, and then pull it up to where we can try and get our chin over top of our hands. Excellent. We're going to use our sliders here. Low plank hold. I'll keep a clock. Here we got 30 seconds. So if you want to jump in at home, we're going to start here in 3, 2, 1, begin. Again, make sure the shoulders stay on top of the elbows. If anything, they can be a little bit more in front, but I don't want them behind the elbows. Hips are in line with our shoulders. His core is tucked under, his ribs are tucked under, legs are straight, heels and toes are straight up and down on the sliders or on your piece of paper. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. There's our 30 seconds. Again, if you need a little break, go ahead and take it. We're going to go back to our towel pull-ups. Start in that squat position. Try and take as much weight off of those legs as you can as you pull up. Good. Squeeze those towels, hold on to those towels. Pull down through the elbows. Think the elbows pull down towards the ground as you pull yourself up. Good. Make sure that hand or your chin gets up to your hand's height, and then we lock our elbows out at the top. Good. Excellent. Another set of our 30-second low planks. We get set up here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and there's 30 seconds starting. Good. Coach got his hands out front. All right. Think push those forearms through the ground. Don't just push our elbows or drive our elbows into the ground. Push through the forearms so it takes that pressure off of the elbows, just having your elbows on the ground. He's pushing through the ground. Now his shoulder blades are slightly rounded is what we want. We don't want to be arching at all. Our back is flat. Hips are in line. Again, toes are over, our heels are over top of our toes. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job, guys. All right. Done with our planks. We got one more set of our pull-ups here. Again, start with that a little bit of a higher grip so you can pull, like so our arms lock out at the bottom, and we're at that bottom of our squat position. Good. We got 8 reps here to finish it up. Good. Squeeze those lats as you pull. Pull down, pull those elbows, drive those elbows towards the ground as you're pulling up. Squeeze the lats at the top and make sure the arms get locked out at the bottom. Use the legs as little as possible. As we are our third set here, if you start to get a little bit tired, you can start to use the legs a little bit to get that full height. Good work. We got one more set here. We've got our kickstand squats and we've got our RDLs. Again, if you need a break, hit pause, take a little break. We're moving through this just to try and get through this video, keep this video a little bit shorter, not as long. But we're going to go kickstand squats and we're going to go single leg RDLs. We have 3 sets of 8 of each of those. So our kickstand squat is just having 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. We don't want to have a split stance here. We want to have, so Coach Ryan just demonstrated a split stance. We don't want that foot that far back. We almost want that toe almost right behind that front heel. Okay? We're going to load the front leg more than our back leg. So we're going to put that weight on that front leg. Coach Ryan's just going to squat down for me here. Our back foot is up on the toe. I'm going to have him go one more rep here, and then I'm going to spin him around. But we're loading that front leg. So go ahead and face one way or the other. Coach, doesn't really matter here. So again, that back toe lines up with that front heel. Coach is going to let his knee drive, front knee drive forward. Both knees are driving forward, but we want that focus on the front leg. He's putting most of his weight towards that front leg. This back leg is just kind of along just for more balance and stability here. So we're gonna go 8 reps on the right leg, 8 reps on the left leg. Still focus on driving those knees forward, towards over the toe, and then drive it back up. Same thing there, about a 1-to-1 count, down a second, up a second. Then we've got our single leg RDLs. So depending on which way coach is gonna face here, all right.
Face this way first.
Great. He's gonna make sure his back stays flat. He's actually gonna go with a little bit of a reach here, so he's gonna reach out in front. Same hand, same leg, go away from each other. Whatever leg he's balancing on, the same hands and leg go away from each other. He keeps his back nice and flat, hinges in his hips. So we're gonna spin him around here. Notice how his knee stays on top of his ankle. He's not driving his knee forward here. He's pushing his hips back as he drives his hand and his leg away from his body. Nice flat position. The key here is our chest never goes, I'm going to have him demonstrate here, never goes below our hips. All right? If you're down there, you're in the wrong position. We reach straight out, hips stay in line with our hips, or sorry, chest stays in line with our hips. It never goes below. All right? We're going to go 8 reps on each leg here, 3 rounds. We're going to move through it. We'll take a little bit of a break in between, but again, in between each set, if you need to take a good 30 seconds to a minute in between each set or each exercise, please feel free to take that. All right? Coach Ryan's going to start with his kickstand squats here. I'll have him face you on this leg, and then I'll have him face to the other side, all right, other direction, so you can see the side angle as well as he's working. We're going to go 8 reps here, so let him start it up. Again, we're putting that focus on that front leg. That back leg is up on its toe. We're really not worrying about that back leg. We're keeping that focus on that front leg. Our knees are driving forward, over towards that toe, and then he's firing up. 7. 1 more here. Good. Rotate it around. Back foot is up on its toe. Focus goes on that front leg. As he squats, he lets that knee drive forward. His hips go straight down. Keeping his chest upright. That back leg, again, is more just for balance. We should be feeling that all in the front leg. 8. Good. All right. So now we're going to go into our single leg RDL. Again, if you want to take a 30-second break here, feel free. Otherwise, you can jump in with us. Reaching out front. Good. He keeps his back flat. Knee stays close right over that toe, or right over that heel. Good. As he reaches out, he sends his hips back. Notice how coach's leg isn't drifting out to the side, his toes staying down. Try and keep that toe down and that leg straight back. Don't let that leg swing out to the side or swing behind the other side as we're doing this.
Last one.
Good. I'm going to have him spin around here. Other side. Reaching away from the body. He keeps his chest above his hips. He never goes below. He reaches out, and as he reaches, he sends those hips back, and he sends his arms forward. That leg extends back as he reaches. Good. He keeps his core tucked underneath. He's not arching his back at all as he reaches. Good.
Last one coming up.
And 8. All right. That's round 1. We've got 3 rounds through this. Again, please take a break if you need it. If you need to, again, 30 seconds to a minute rest. Again, we're going to kind of move through it just to kind of save this time of the video. But again, if you need a rest, hit that pause button. Coach Ryan's going to start his kickstand squats. We've got 8 reps on each leg. Driving up as we stand up. Push through your whole foot on that front foot. All right, don't just push through the heel, don't just push through the toe. Stand up through that whole foot. Coach Ryan's got his left foot forward, so he's driving up through that left foot.
Last one.
Letting that knee go forward. So he's going to switch angles here. We got the right leg forward. Knee goes forward, hips go down, chest stays up. He's got his arms out front to kind of keep that chest up. Feel free to do so. If you want to keep your hands to your side, you can do that as well. But keeping the hands up is going to keep that chest up as well. Good. He's pushing through his front foot. That back foot, again, is just kind of along for the ride. Going back to our RDLs here. Reaching out front, flat back, spine stays straight. Hinge. We're hinging, we're not squatting. Those are our kickstand squats. Now we're hinging. So the hips are tracking back, knee stays on top of that ankle as we drive forward. Good. And again, concentrate on this back leg as it goes back. Don't let it drift out to the side or drift behind our body. Try and keep it in one straight line with our hips. Good. Switching sides. There we go. Good. Push through the whole foot here. Don't be sitting on the heel. Don't be sitting on the toe. As you fire up, you can think push through your big toe, but make sure we're keeping all the focus on that whole foot, not just one part of our foot. Reaching out, keeping that core tight. Make sure you don't feel any arches in your back. Good. If you ever need to regain your balance, just bring it back up and start it again.
That was 8.
Excellent. All right. So that's 2 rounds. We've got one more round. 8 kickstand squats on each leg, and then 8 RDLs on each leg. Focus is on that front foot. Drive up through that front foot. Again, that back foot is just there for more stability. Try not to push too much with that back foot. Push through that front foot. Focus that weight onto that. Coach Ryan's got his left foot forward, so focus that weight on that left leg. Good. Knee drives forward. His hips are going straight down. His chest stays up. Arms stay up to keep that chest up. Focus all on that front leg. Good, coach. Keep that moving. Again, about a 1 second down. Fire it up for 1 second. Last RDLs here. Reaching out in front. Back stays flat. Ribs stay down. 8 reps here. Reach. We should be feeling that on that hamstring. That whatever leg we're standing on, that's where we should be feeling that hamstring. Reach out. Push through that big toe on the way up. Stay under control. Excellent. Good. He's going to switch. Again, if we're moving a little too fast, feel free to go at your pace. Good. You saw that Coach Ryan set himself up, got his ribs tucked under before he started to hinge, making sure his body is in one straight line from his shoulders all the way through his hips. Everything is moving as one. As his shoulders go down, his foot comes up. He's not moving his shoulders and then his foot. Everything starts to move at the same time. Nice job, coach.
Last one.
One more rep here. And there's 8. All right. So that's our last superset there. What you got next is your conditioning. Today you have tempo intervals. I'm going to explain that a little bit. You're going to go 15 seconds of work at a 70% intensity. All right, so if you did whatever you did maybe on Monday, you can repeat that, all right, and only go about 70% of that. Or again, just trying to give us about 70% effort, and then you're going to rest for a minute. That rest is active though. So let's say you might be running. You're running at 70% for 15 seconds, and then I want you to walk for that minute. Don't just stand still. Let's say you're biking, same thing. Now you're just cruising along on the bike, and then you go up to 70%. All right? Again, you've got some wall runs that you can do there. You can jog in place, all right, at 70%. A couple different options there, depending on what you have at home. If you have cardio equipment at home, just go ahead and use that. All right, 70% for 15 seconds, and then 1 minute of active rest. So you're moving during that active rest.
How many rounds, Coach?
We've got, that's a great question. I want to say we've got 10 rounds of that. All right? It's all in your program, so check that out. That's the next option that you click on this. I'm Coach Marty. This is Coach Ryan. Thanks for joining us for day 2.